Okay, hello and welcome. This is a review of the movie Get Out and a pointing out of some symbolism, blatant symbolism to me, and I guess to me only, because I've looked online and I didn't see anybody else making these connections. And I just want to speak on this. First and foremost, right off the bat, let's just say that it was a good movie. Good acting, good plot, twist. I get it. I get the whole idea of taking the typical premise of the black guy in the horror film who gets killed in the first scene. Now you have the whole tables turn. Okay. Let me point out a couple of really alarming things to me that nobody seems to be catching. And let's start from the end and then go to the front. So let's start at the end of the movie. Oh, and before I go any further, I should say, if you haven't seen the movie, like every other person's video on this, turn off this video now. Because, yes, this is going to be a complete spoiler of the entire movie. Then after you've seen it, you can come back and see if you think I'm an idiot or you think I've got something here. Let's start with the way the entire movie ends. Okay? You have and if you've seen it, I don't have to explain it. So you have a TSA agent being the hero. Is nobody seeing this? Is nobody getting this? You know, right after they've gotten you to go through this pride and race, social construct, race heroing, and to go through this thing of having this victory, you have a government agency which violates your civil liberties and coming to the rescue. When in actuality, those lights, those woo woo woo, we all took a ride there because we all said, oh, of course, now we know what's going to happen. The cops are going to come and blame him. And then it turns out the cop is his friend and also a TSA agent. What is that telling you? That's telling you, oh no, the reality doesn't exist. Your civil liberties don't matter because the hand of authoritarianism is now a cool black guy that's just like you, who's always looking out for you. Is anybody not seeing that the man was in an official government car? I mean, this is an issue. This is an issue if nobody can see this. The government is not going to save you. And this is not going to work. So let's start there, right? So we're starting there. That's my point. That's probably my biggest point about this. My biggest problem with this film is that. I don't have any other issue with it in terms of what's being said or portrayed except that. And let's talk about the clear, hidden in plain sight symbology that's in this movie. I mean, there's symbols flying all over the fucking place. Now, if they're doing that to fuck with us, right? They're doing that to fuck with us to say, you shouldn't question because you're an idiot. You got your tinfoil hat on. The TSA savior there made all those connections and was laughed at, right? Because here's the other message. It's foolish to question. Conspiracy doesn't exist. Only conspiracy theories exist. And those are for boobs and nuts that see things that aren't really happening, that isn't really there. Okay? Now, but yet, you've got the four pillars. I mean, he's in the center of the four pillars. Over there, there's some blatant symbols in this movie. I can't even think of them. There were so many. But you know what? I realize that everybody's hip to this now. And everybody's in a race to make everyone look fucking stupid. Let's also take the idea that you have this elite party, this elite group that is involved in human trafficking. And we all know from WikiLeaks that there's been a human trafficking problem that was pretty clearly brought to the surface. And now what we're going to do is, instead of talk about the billionaires and trillionaires who are involved in it, we're going to take the level below, the just rich and middle class people. And what better a cover for the billionaire and trillionaire to have, instead of people pointing fingers at them, have the masses get involved in identity politics, get involved in race baiting, get involved in, fighting a war against the oppressor, but the oppressor ends up to be the decoy. You see, if you want to really blame and go after the people that really caused all of this oppression, and be it slavery, be it, whatever, you're going to talk to those established families, those trillionaires, not the dentist or doctor or lawyer who makes $700,000 a year. That's peanuts in the grand scheme of things. So, I mean, what else do I really need to say about this? I mean, that's my first impression here. I'm not sure if there's much more I need to say. This film wasn't a bad film, but it was a Hollywood, I guess, or an insider of sorts, coming from a it's a message of deception in a way. It takes a premise that we all could agree on, we all could see there's an issue, and then it does a little flip. And that little flip happens right at the end, when the TSA shows up to save the day. He's TS motherfucking A. Yeah, he's here to take away your civil liberties. He's not your friend. Okay? There's so much more in this. I mean, I think I said what I had to say. I mean, let the comments roll in. If you like what I have to say, subscribe. If you don't, try not to get too triggered. That's it. Get out.